Troilus Moss with Top Ad One-on-One, one of the persons here that want to bring you this message about why gig hustling is the #1 strategy for 2025 and beyond. For 2025 and beyond. And I'm talking about gig hustling, doing gig work, DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, you name it, Roadie, Amazon Flex, you name it. I'm talking about those apps. And if you're into those particular types of gig hustles, I've got a huge message for you, right? Now, if you're already doing gigs, what is your #1 income goal for this year? And if you can comment, make a comment in the comment area and talk about what's your income goal for the year, if you have one. I'm finding that a lot of people that's doing this gig hustle, they're basically missing the biggest, they're missing the biggest point here with this instant money that you receive before taxation, before Uncle Sam gets it, before anybody else gets it. That money is downloaded directly to you. That is, if you have all of the financial instruments set up correctly and all of that, you can get your money instantly from most of the gig apps that you're working with. Now, I brought along my notes here so to make sure that I keep track. So if you guys are new to the channel, again, my name's Troilus Moss. I'm with Top Ad One-on-One Marketing. I'm also into gig hustling. The reason I want to talk about this gig hustling today is because I'm one of the fortunate persons who was able to retire using this lifestyle of income producing asset. Y'all ever wonder why so many people are stuck in the 9-to-5 job mindset? Ask that question to yourself for a minute. Think about that. Why are so many people trapped into believing that if I don't have this job, man, I might be doomed, right? A lot of people believe without that job, without that check, without that titty nipple to be on, they won't be able to survive and thrive out here. Well, I got something else for you. I'm gonna give you guys a few facts about the gig economy and what's going on out here, and why gig hustling is no longer just a side hustle for money, right? Money is just a byproduct, and if you're only using the money to pay bills and do other things, you're missing the picture. You're missing it. You're missing it huge. Now, the reason why it's the #1 strategy for 2025 and beyond is because it's already connected to the digital world, right? We're talking about payments that settle instantly. We're talking about cryptocurrency. We're talking about blockchain. We're talking about all of the things that you may be thinking, I don't know nothing about that stuff, but I got big, huge news for you. Over 59 people in the United States are gig hustling or working gig apps, according to Statista for 2025. What does that mean? There's a market shift going on here, right? Companies are cutting jobs. The gig apps are growing. Freedom of schedule equals freedom of wealth. When you can control your time, you can control your wealth on any level at any given time, because with income consistency comes control, right? And with gig economy, with the gig work, you got consistent income, consistent daily cash flow, unlike a job. And I'm not harping on the job, because the job is good for some people. They don't need lump sums of money all day, every day. They start making irrational decisions and doing some wrong things. But for the most part, you can scale up or down on demand with gig work. You may need to meet a bill, or you may need to do some things and you need to make some money. If you got the critical tools that you need to be a gig worker, man, you can. The ceiling is almost the limit. The sky's the limit. Now, some people say, well, I've been gigging, I've been doing DoorDash, man, and it seems like I'm running around in a rat race, and you are. Because you're doing probably the same thing you did when you had a job. And some people may have never had a job. Most hustlers can understand what I'm talking about here, because now you get to control this income that's coming in. You get to get involved in other things. Now, I've worked consistently 3 to 5 different apps since 2017. Since 2017. And all I needed was a smartphone or a smart device, a good driver's license, and a good vehicle to make my moves. Now, in the first year, I started doing this. I had a Mercedes. I had my Mercedes, and I had my Mercedes, and I was doing a number of different apps with Uber and Lyft. And so, with that, I was trying to use luxury. I was trying to use luxury as a way to get tips and as a way to make the money. And the money came in. But again, I was hit with something else that I wasn't aware and ready for. And that was the expenses that it takes to operate when you're running a gig economy type of business. You got expenses for the vehicle, expenses for your gas, expenses for eating, expenses for healthcare and all of that stuff. And this is one of the reasons why people get a little afraid of doing gig work, because they say, look, I don't want to be worried about not having insurance and stuff like that, right? So what the reason that I'm speaking about this is because the cash flow control, when you got cash flow control versus paycheck, you depend on the cash flow that's coming from it. That cash flow is critical for you. It changed a lot of things, because now you're not waiting all week to figure out, okay, when I get my check, I'm going to pay this bill, I'm going to pay that bill. No, the money is coming in every day. So that part is right. So now, what if there was a way where you could figure out, what if you was doing this business and you didn't have to worry about paying for the maintenance of the vehicle? I'm talking about not worrying about paying for tune-ups, not worrying about paying tires for the car, not worrying about paying for any maintenance that may come up with the vehicle. All you're going to be paying for is the gas. I've created the Gig Hustler Blueprint to show you everything you need to know on how to run this business without any expenses with the vehicle. Right? This is going to be the biggest part of this game. If you know anybody in the game right now that's in the gig hustling, they driving Uber, Lyft, they're having difficulties with keeping up with the vehicles, they need to know about my channel. You need to be sharing this channel, hit the like button, tell everybody you know about what I'm talking about. I figured the sauce out to this game. I figured out the blueprint. I figured out how to take this money that we're earning instantly and do the same thing that the companies that's running these operations are doing. Let me tell you about a little bit. Oh, man. Oops, sorry about that. Knocked the camera over. But let me tell you a little bit more information about why most people hustle for a paycheck. Gig hustlers hustle to fund their freedom. Me, I retired in 2020, and ever since then, I've been using gig apps to fund my freedom. I'm into cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, and it changed my life, and I want to show you things that will change your life as well when it comes to this Bitcoin thing. The next point I want to make is how gig hustling funds wealth assets. Basically, I began with just doing the gigs, and then I now own my own store on eBay, which I also have my own website with the store, but it's thriving on eBay, called Alt Hustle. I've got a number of different crypto wallets with Bitcoin and all of them, and a number of other different Bitcoin assets, digital assets that I control, that earn me passive income. And I also want to show you guys this. And basically that I didn't spend any money out of pocket with getting into Bitcoin, getting into all of the passive income that comes with Bitcoin. So you guys want to check this out. Now, my store called the Vault Hustle, I basically came up on the store by mistake. Um, I wanted to clear out my front closet. I'm looking through this closet. I had some valuable stuff in there. You know, I got this lifestyle I live. I like nice things. I had some things that I purchased. It didn't give me the gratification that I thought it would. And now I'm looking back at it years later, because now I'm like, man, I need to try to buy as much Bitcoin as I can, get in position to get as much Bitcoin as possible. And so I'm looking through my closet and I see some of these valuable things here, and it's just collecting dust. It's been sitting there. So as I'm contemplating on what I'm gonna do with these items in my closet, I came across my eBay account as I was going through my websites, and I'm like, man, I got an eBay account. Let me take some pictures of some of this stuff that I have, and see if I can make something happen. To make a long story short, sales came through. Boom, Vault Hustle was born. I created the logo, created the website, got the blog going, created merch. I've got hats, I've got gear, I've got a number of different things. And as I get further into these videos, I'll be showing you guys the merch and all of that stuff. And in the description, I've got links to go to my merch and to all of the websites, and to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. And with the Vault Hustle method, basically what I did was, once those sales started coming in, I didn't take the money to go out and pay bills. I didn't take the money to go out and have fun with and buy new Gucci belts and all of this goofy stuff. You know what I mean? What I did was I said, well, this was money that was going anyway. I bought something, it didn't give me the gratification, and it's probably going forever. But I resold it. And I sold it at my price on top of that on eBay. And I took that money, and because it's hooked to all of my financial instruments, I took that money and I turned it into Bitcoin instantly. I turned that money into Bitcoin instantly. So as I make the money from eBay and from my gig hustles, I instantly turn that money into Bitcoin before I pay any bills, before I put any gas in the car, before I even put any money in my pocket. I pay to the Bitcoin first. Why? Because Bitcoin has grown over 20,000% since inception. Since 2009, Bitcoin has grown at over 200,000%. Can you guys get that? And it's growing at an annual rate of over 50% to 200% a year, period. You don't have to know anything about crypto. You don't have to know anything. Well, you do have to know a few things. You have to know security. You have to know how to acquire it, and you have to know how to secure it. And that's it. Just hold it. That's it. Even though there's other strategies that bring passive income, but all you need to know is how to hold that Bitcoin and how to structure it. And you don't need millions. You don't need millions of dollars to get into Bitcoin. You don't need millions at all. You can literally get into Bitcoin for fractions on a dollar, right? You can take control of your life for fractions of a dollar. You just need discipline and a flipping blueprint like the one that I'm gonna provide for you for free. All you gotta do is make a comment and make a chat. Put in the comments below, gig hustle. You wanna know more about the gig hustle, and I'm gonna send you my free gig hustle blueprint. Now, passive income is really what it all means. And what is passive income? Passive income is when you take an asset that you own, you apply it to a protocol, and you earn income from it, right? You earn it from just owning the income. It's almost like owning real estate. You went out and you bought this apartment unit that's got 32 units. Now all you got to do is get people in there, right? Your Bitcoin is an apartment building, right? This already got tenants. It's already got tenants. It's got everything you need to earn the income. Now all you got to do is put it. All you got to do is put it in position to earn the income. It's already gonna earn because it's gonna keep. It's gonna keep going up. It's an inflation. It's an inflation hedge like no other. It has performed better than any asset class on the market today. Period. Stocks, bonds, real estate, you name it. But if you combine this with other strategies, man, this Bitcoin thing could be something else. Now, with Bitcoin, of course, I've coined a term which is called digital asset entrepreneur. I figured out what to do with these digital assets. What's a digital asset? Not aside from Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, Ethereum, and all of that stuff, but digital assets is basically what you're looking at right now. This video that I'm gonna monetize, audio, digital images, social media platforms, anything that you can save digitally that you can monetize. That's what you call a digital asset. And there are people out here that know how to take these assets and turn them into digital income. Period. You can turn it into digital income. People, if you like this information that I'm giving you, hit the thumbs up. I need at least 50 thumbs up if you like what you're hearing, this information that I'm giving you. If you want to learn how to flip the gig cash into assets like I do, grab the Gig Hustle Blueprint, free at vaulthustle.co/flipping/gig. And also look for the link in the description. Again, this is my first time doing this. I'm a little bit rusty. I'm gonna get better over time, folks. I'm about to blow up the internet. I'm gonna blow the setup with these videos. Y'all gotta just keep going with me, keep watching, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, gig work versus being an employee and the long-term advantages. Now, what's the long-term advantage of being a gig hustler? Flexibility to grow a business on the side. That's the number one thing. You can do gig work while you're still working job. You can do gig work even while you're running a business. This is just another way because you get to get this income before it touches anyone else. This is the power of it. And if you connect it to all of these digital financial assets, you can turn this gig money into digital wealth in a very short period of time. There's no office politics when it comes to gig hustling. There's no layoffs. There's no schedule, prison. You're not locked away from how long do you want to work. Now, depending on the apps, now there are certain times that you're able to work, like when it comes to Amazon Flex. Even though I like some of the scheduling that you could create with Amazon Flex because you can work at 3 a.m. There's no traffic out. Some of the best time to make money. Now, listen, just with a tips like that, I've got a million different tips that I can give you guys on how I'm making this money, how I'm able to earn thousands of dollars a week with ease. Thousands of dollars a week. I'm not blowing all of that money on maintenance on the car. I'm not blowing all that money on buying tires. I'm not blowing all that money with having to purchase a new car. I'm driving these cars for free. Any type of car that I want to drive. Right now, I'm driving the 2025 Nissan Rogue. I test the vehicles out, and you guys are going to see the video on the testing of these vehicles because I'm trying to tell you guys some of the best vehicles to use while you're out here when it comes mileage, when it comes to ease of use, when it comes to the best maintenance. If you're going to own a vehicle, the best vehicle you want to have when it comes to maintenance, what's the best ones out here to drive? Sometimes it's going to be the luxury vehicle, and sometimes it's going to be the vehicles that's downsized. But for the most part, right now, I'm in an SUV or an SUV-like vehicle. And this seems to be what it is, especially when it comes to doing Amazon Flex, Roadie, and some of the other apps that I'm doing. Um, and shout out to anybody that's here in the chat. If you got any comments you want to say, I'm just checking it out now. Um, Again, this is my first time, or this is my second time going live, and I got a lot of information to give you guys. And now, do you guys know what gig apps makes you the most money right now? If you guys know that, comment below. Comment below what apps you guys thinking makes the most money right now, and what app do you need that makes you money after you have stopped driving. I've got a way to show you how to double your money today, just with having one app that doesn't cost you a penny. If you got this one app connected, I'll show you how to double the money that you made for the day. I'm talking about instantly. All you got to do is respond in a comment with gig hustle, and I'm gonna get this gig hustle blueprint to you. And that's it, folks. I'm serious about that. Now, next up, I've got a ride along video that I'm gonna show you guys. Me going out doing the Amazon Flex, and I'm gonna show you guys from start to finish what to do. I'm talking about once you're on the app, what to do. What do you do once you're on Amazon Flex? When you get to the Amazon pickup center, what do you do? How do you get started? What buttons do you push? Who do you see? Who do you talk to? What doors do you go in? I show you everything you need to do. How do you load up quickly? How do you load up in a fashion of where you get to not only complete your route quickly, but you're earning the maximum amount of dollars that you can while you're out there. I show all of this information with you. Not only that, at the end of these rides, I actually show you how to turn this money into digital Bitcoin instantly. At the end, I show you step by step. If you never acquired Bitcoin before, if you don't even know what crypto is or any of that stuff, keep walking along with me. I'm gonna show you exactly what all of this stuff is. You guys are gonna learn exactly this information that I have and what it is that I'm doing. Now, when I name the app that's making the most money, you guys are gonna trip out. But stay tuned, and I'm gonna drop that info for you in the next live. Now, and if you're serious about using 2025 to escape the 9 to 5 and build freedom, don't just work the apps. Start thinking like a brand. Start thinking of like Amazon. Start thinking about it like Uber. Start thinking about it like all of these other apps, because even though you're not in crypto, if you're on any of these apps, guess what? You're in crypto. Because every last one of these apps that's controlling the internets right now, that's controlling the apps, that's controlling you getting deliveries instantly. You wonder how are some of these apps able to find you instantly? They're using blockchain technology. They're using crypto, so you're already involved. If you're involved with sending money through any of the apps, the cash apps and any of these apps, you're using some of these trusted platforms that are using blockchain technology to help move the money, to help settle it quickly. We're talking about instant settlement, not waiting. You know, when you make a debit with the bank, the good thing is if there's some issues going on, you can retract that payment. It may take some days for you to get it back, but that payment hasn't even left the bank yet. You make a payment, it may take up to 5 days for it to actually settle. Not with crypto. When you make a settlement with crypto, that settlement is instant. You're liquid instantly with crypto. Unlike cash. Cash is trash. I'm gonna just put it bluntly. If you holding on to cash, you losing money. You losing it. The longer you hold that cash, the more you're losing it. Period. How are you losing it? Losing it by fees, you're losing it by taxes. You walking into the store to buy some of your favorite items that you like to buy. It's no longer the price that you remember. It's pandemic prices, right? It's the inflated prices. It's whatever price they gauge it to see if you'll continue to pay for it, right? But that's how you lose the money, The longer you keep it in your pocket, the quicker you'll lose it. But my goal here today is to make sure I show you guys not only how to take advantage of these gig apps, but also how to turn it into Bitcoin and amaze wealth in 5 years flat. Just follow me. Comment in gig hustle in the comment area, and follow me, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what to do, and I'm gonna catch you guys. Follow along in my video that's coming up over the next day or so, and you guys will see what's going on. All right, and until next time, share this video, man. Show anybody that's into gig hustling, that's working these apps, that's doing any Amazon Flex, DoorDash, Instacart, Lyft. I got the sauce, man. I'm gonna show you guys how I retired in 2020 and beyond, and how listen, 5 years is the most that you want to be doing gigs anyway. You don't want to continue to do gigs. Your car won't be any more good. I'm gonna show you guys how to get the new cars. I'm gonna show you guys how to get any type of car that you want and not spend $1 out of your pocket, period. So with that being said, again, share this, hit the likes, share, comment, and I'll catch you guys on the next live.